Hey guys, welcome to week 4, finish lines in sight. This week we are going to be looking at internal controls and studying chapters 7 and 8 here on the homework grid. I always like to start these videos out to show you kind of what's on the agenda for the week. Like I said, 7 and 8 are the chapters we're going to be looking at. 2 assignments as we have had in the previous weeks, 2 homework practice assignments as well, and a quiz that'll cover chapters 7 and 8. College is calling for 20 hours of study, preparation, um, 20 hours of study, reading, etc., doing the assignments, the homework, and the quiz. Everything's due by midnight Alaska Standard Time on June 21st. Okay, here in the book now, I just want to touch on a few things in both these chapters. Chapter 7 is dealing with accounting information systems. That's basically either the computerized system that you'd use on a job or perhaps a manual system that you'd use in practice or on a small business level. So the first part's chronicling just exactly what that is. Further on here on page 291, the the book delves into the components of an accounting system, starting with source documents, putting that information from those documents rather into your processor, storing it, and then ultimately being able to derive reports from that information. Good reading here. Make sure you guys pay attention to that. Uh, Once the authors have kind of laid out those basics of the accounting information systems, they sort of delve into special journals here on page, I believe it's 293, and then further on down, we get into subsidiary ledgers. All good information here that you guys are going to want to pay attention to and give a good read to. And from there, the authors here on page 296 start breaking out different types of journals that will feed up into the accounting system, starting with the sales journal. Um, Further on down here, I believe we get to the cash um, cash receipts journal, which leads into the purchase journal, which naturally flows back to the cash disbursements journal, which is different than the cash receipts journal. And finally, to wrap up chapter 7, the authors in the chapter with a nice discussion of technology and its role in accounting systems. So you'll want to give that some attention as well. Kind of give you a flavor of how an accounting system would work in the professional setting. So be sure to give that a solid read. Okay, I've jumped ahead to chapter 8. Chapter 8 is dealing with um, cash controls and internal controls. And it starts off with a nice discussion of internal controls, which leads into the obligatory mention of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, which leads into the discussion of and a listing of principles of internal control, which are, I'll read these out to you. Number 1, establish responsibilities. Number 2, maintain adequate records. Number 3, ensure assets and bond key employees. Number 4, separate record keeping from custody of assets. Divide responsibility for related transactions. Apply technological controls. And finally, 7, perform regular and independent reviews. The 5 aspects of an internal control are control activities, control environment, risk assessment, monitoring, and communication. Now, I don't necessarily think you have to memorize these, but be familiar with them and have a how shall I say, a kind of a gut feeling on what drives internal control based on these principles and aspects. Once the authors have laid out that the groundwork of internal control, we move into control of cash on page 334 and into 335. Cash is the most liquid asset that a company is going to have, and it's the most likely to be stolen or taken. So cash control is very important for a business. From there, the authors um, dive into cash management, starting with controls of cash receipts, and then naturally that would lead into the control of cash disbursements as well. You'll want to read over both of those because it's very important, not only for the class, but for you in the workplace as well, for your protection as well. From there, the authors get into banking activities and how banking services play into controls over cash. From there, the discussion leads into what I consider the most important part of these 2 weeks, or this 2 chapters rather, is the bank reconciliation. So you'll definitely want to spend some time reading over P3 here, starting on page 346 regarding bank reconciliations. One of our discussion questions this week is centered around this as well. So be sure to pay this special attention, if you will. Okay, guys, I've jumped into the assignments for the week. Assignment one here in the McGraw-Hill Connect system kind of mirrors what we've done with the other Connect assignments so far this mod. Basically, they give you a list of transactions and you'll have to journalize them, transmit those journal entries into the general ledger, create a trial balance based on what's happened for this month of transactions. And then this one, they ask you to put together a cash receipts journal, a cash disbursements journal, a purchases journal, and a sales journal. So that's kind of the twist on what we've been doing so far um, on the previous assignments. Part two of this assignment's pretty similar. Again, we've got a listing of transactions. Um, they all look to be cash based to tie in with chapter 8 this week. You'll do journal entries again, transmit those journal entries to the general ledger, create a trial balance, and then tell us what the impact on income for those transactions are. So those are sort of the basics of that assignment for you. So I'm going to wrap up the video here and let you guys get to it. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. If you have issues with the assignments, homework, etc., if you have questions, please reach out to me because that's what I'm here for. Um, have a good week and see you in the discussion forum.